Good morning. We will start session 3 on chapter metals and non-metals. So till now in this chapter we studied what are the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Then in yesterday's session we understood what are the chemical properties of metal. That is, we studied what happens when a metal reacts with oxygen and what happens when a metal reacts with water. We understood it reacts with cold water, steam as well as hot water to give its respective oxides and hydroxides. So in today's class we will study that reaction of metal with dilute acid. Now again here reactivity series is very important. So whenever we react a metal with acid, with oxygen, with water, we should be very well aware of the reactivity series. That is, metals in the topmost list are highly reactive and the metals in the bottom series are least reactive, or you can say they are not reactive. Again I repeat, we have hydrogen here. Hydrogen being a non-metal, it is placed under the metal series. You will understand this in the further consecutive classes. So, reaction of metal with dilute acid. Now I have written something here, dilute acid. Yes, that actually means acid what we use here should be dilute mineral acid. What are mineral acids? Sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, all these are mineral acids. Dilute, not in the concentrated form. Metal reacting with the dilute acid will give its respective metal salt and hydrogen gases liberated. Did we already do this equation somewhere? Yes, we have done this. We have done this in acid, bases and salt when acid reacts with metal, correct? So what we had written there? Acid reacts with a metal to give salt and hydrogen gas. Remember? If not, you can just recapitulate, watch those videos back again. So metal reacting with an acid, that is dilute acid, will give its respective metal salt and hydrogen. Now, which metals will react with dilute acid? That's a question. Will all the metal in the reactivity series will react with the dilute acid? No. The metals all in the reactivity series do not react, but always remember the metals which are placed above hydrogen, all lead, iron, zinc, aluminium, magnesium, calcium, sodium and potassium. These are the only metals which can react with dilute acid. Suppose the metals which are placed below hydrogen, copper cannot react with acid, mercury cannot react with acid, silver will not react with acid, gold will not react with acid, platinum will not react with acid. So that is why in all the things I am writing first the reactivity series. Do remember, metals which are placed in the reactivity series above hydrogen will all react with acid. The metals in the reactivity series which are placed below hydrogen will not react. Tomorrow if a reaction is asked, copper plus sulfuric acid, what is the reaction? Which salt and hydrogen gas, which salt is liberated? We have to write that since it is placed below the hydrogen, so copper do not react with sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid, neither mercury, silver, gold or platinum. That you have to remember. Let's just check here. Aluminium reacting with hydrochloric acid gives us aluminium chloride plus hydrogen gas. How do you check the presence of hydrogen gas here? Pop test. We all know that. Zinc reacting with sulfuric acid, zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas is liberated. Sodium reacting with hydrochloric acid gives us sodium chloride and hydrogen gas is liberated. Similarly, potassium with sulfuric acid, potassium sulfate and hydrogen gas is liberated. Magnesium reacting with hydrochloric acid gives us magnesium chloride plus hydrogen gas is liberated. Now here, why is that I have only used hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid? Even in the book, your NCERT book, when you see you see that only they have used hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. Now which which else acid do we know? Of course, there are many other acids. Carbonic acid is there, phosphoric acid is there. We can apply it. It gets reacted. But the only acid which we cannot use here is, I have written here HNO3. What is this? Nitric acid. Now what happens when zinc reacts with nitric acid? Do you think it can liberate hydrogen? No, it will not liberate hydrogen. Similarly, when aluminium reacts with nitric acid, or sodium reacts with nitric acid, or potassium reacting with nitric acid, there is no hydrogen liberated. Now why is it? Why a metal reacting with a nitric acid, dilute nitric acid only, there is no hydrogen gas liberated? Why is it? Because nitric acid is a very strong oxidizing agent. Now what do you mean by oxidizing agent? Go back to your previous lectures where we understood oxidizing agent is very rich in oxygen, that is, it can supply oxygen. So what will happen in this reaction now? When zinc is reacting with nitric acid, its respective salt and hydrogen gas has to be liberated, right? But when hydrogen gas it will liberate. When the reaction is happening, metal and acid has to liberate hydrogen. But what will happen, since HNO3, nitric acid being a very strong oxidizing agent, oxidizing means supply of oxygen, it will provide oxygen to the hydrogen and make that as water. That is why hydrogen gas is not liberated. See, it will liberate hydrogen, immediately it will supply oxygen to it. So that combines and becomes water. That is why there is no reaction formed, or I can say there is no hydrogen liberated when HNO3 is reacted with zinc nor with aluminium. That means there are no metals which can react with HNO3? No. There are some metals which can react with HNO3 and produce hydrogen gas. Now which are the only two metals? They are magnesium and manganese. So these are the only two metals which can react with nitric acid and give a respective metal salt and hydrogen gas is liberated. Condition: the nitric acid what we use has to be very diluted. Now what do you mean by this? That means, see, what do you mean by dilute acid? Mixture of water in it, correct? That means the acid contains 99% of water and only 1% of acid. Which acid? HNO3. So now what will happen if the acid is that very diluted? It has 99% of water content and only 1% of acid. That time what will happen? Since HNO3 being a very strong oxidizing agent, it cannot provide that much of oxygen because only 1% of nitric acid is present in it, right? So only during when very diluted nitric acid reacts with manganese and magnesium, at that point of time hydrogen gas can be liberated, right? This is an additional information what you should know. Now again, now in this reaction, if I have to rate which is very reactive, which is less reactive, of course all are reacting, but rating wise, which will provide lots amount of heat or which is more reactive than the next one, how will you come to know? Because when we perform equation or when we perform the reactions in the lab also, we might not give the ranking properly, right? Then how will we come to know which is more reactive and which is less reactive? Reactivity series. So if I have to rate it, which is more reactive here? Of course, I will rate potassium first. I will rate, then of course potassium and sodium are first, we know that. After that, if I have to compare between aluminium, zinc and magnesium, which will come? Magnesium will come first. Okay, I will leave these two because we know that potassium and sodium are highly reactive. Let us keep them aside, let us not touch them only. In these three, if I have to consider, magnesium will stand first. After magnesium, aluminium. After aluminium comes zinc. Correct? So I can always tell that magnesium, aluminium and zinc. In this order, it is reacting more than the given equation. So reactivity series is very important when you write the equation. Now here it is very simple. Now tomorrow in exam, if I ask you copper plus HCl, Cu plus HCl. So what will you tell? Copper chloride plus hydrogen gas is liberated. Of course, you will write that, right? But there is no reaction will take place. Why? Because copper is below hydrogen. Okay. If I ask you silver plus H2SO4, silver sulfate plus hydrogen gas, of course you can frame any equation and you can write. But it is wrong. Silver cannot react because it is placed below hydrogen. So please remember, anytime if you have such a type of question is asked, complete the reaction. You should know very well that any metal placed above hydrogen will only react with acid. Any metals placed below hydrogen will not react with acids. Yes, that is one thing. Next thing. Now here, silver, gold and platinum are called as noble metals. Now what are noble metals? Noble metals are the type of metals which do not show any reaction with air, water or acids, right? They do not have any reaction with respect to air, water nor acids. That means there is, even if I take concentrated nitric acid and if I react it on gold, there is no reaction, right? Then which can react gold, or which is the acid which can act on gold or react with gold? There is a particular type of solution which can actually not react but it can melt gold, right? Aqua regia is a type of solution which is used to melt gold. That is, aqua regia is nothing but the combination of hydrochloric acid and nitric acid which is taken in the ratio of 3:1. When this is formed, that solution is called as aqua regia. Name the solution which can melt gold or platinum. If it is asked, it is aqua regia. What is the composition of aqua regia? It is in the composition of the ratio of 3:1, that is hydrochloric acid to nitric acid. We take that in the ratio of 3:1. So this solution is very corrosive and it what you can say, it is very corrosive with lot of fumes. So this is about reaction of a metal with the dilute acids, right? So next we move on to reaction of a metal with the solution of other metal salt, right? What happens when a metal reacts with the solution of other metal salt? For example, now magnesium is a metal. If it is reacting with copper sulfate, what will happen? Or iron is a metal. If it is reacting with the other metal salt, that is copper sulfate, what will happen? Again, you should know the reactivity series there before you actually complete any equation. So let's understand what happens when a metal reacts with the solution of other metal salts. So now let's see what will happen. Reaction of metal with the solution of metal salt. Metal A, a type of a metal, reacting with the salt of metal B, okay, which will give you salt of metal plus metal B. Did we see this reaction somewhere? Displacement, double displacement reaction? Yes, that is what we have done there. So let's understand this in detail. Now for example, let us assume that metal A is nothing but a copper wire. Now salt of metal B. So this is salt, ferrous sulfate is a salt of iron, ferrous, right? So what I have done is here now, I have taken the salt of metal B, that is iron, ferrous sulfate salt, and I have dipped copper wire in it, kept it aside. I have taken the second example as iron nail dipped in the copper sulfate solution. So I want to see what reaction will happen when I dip copper wire in ferrous sulfate and iron nail in copper sulfate. Let's just go back to the reactivity series here. Again, metals which are placed above hydrogen right? So these are all reactive. Below hydrogen, we are less reactive. Now that means if I ask you, is zinc more reactive or iron more reactive? What will you answer? Zinc is more reactive. If I ask you, is iron more reactive or lead more reactive? What will you answer? Iron is more reactive, right? What would happen in displacement reaction? The metal which is more reactive will displace the lesser reactive metal, correct? The same thing will happen here. Now that means, now whatever metal I use with the salt of metal B, that means this metal should be of the higher reactive than the metal salt, correct? Suppose if I use here iron and if I use the salt of copper, of course reaction can happen. Assume that I have used the metal as copper and I have used the salt of iron. Can it react? No, right? So let's answer this. So copper wire is dipped in the iron sulfate solution. Now when you see that copper is below hydrogen, so it is very least reactive. Iron is placed in the above reactivity series, so iron sulfate solution. So do you think copper can displace this? There will be no reaction formed. After one day also if you see, copper wire will be as it is without any reaction, right? Come to this one. You have an iron nail dipped in the copper sulfate solution. In the test tube, in the lab you have done that. After some time or after 2-3 hours if you go and see, any reaction will happen? Yes, reaction will happen because I have chosen the higher reactive metal to displace the lower reactive metal salt. So what will happen here? Iron reacting with the copper sulfate solution, you get the salt of metal A, that is you get FeSO4 plus metal B. That means now copper sulfate is blue in color. Slowly the ferrous sulfate salt what is formed, it loses the blue shade and you can see some deposits of brown color there, right? This particular experiment or this activity you can actually do in your laboratory and find out this thing where you will get it. Now I have written purposely the first one to tell you that reactivity series is so very important to know to write the reactions, right? Now, once you understand the reactivity series in order, once, twice, thrice, if you practice this, you will definitely get this in order. So, if you understand the reactivity series, while reacting with any other equation, it is very easy to you. Rather, you go wrong and just write silver reacting with ferrous sulfate, silver can react with iron. No, it will not happen. So, few examples I have written here. Aluminium reacting with copper sulfate. Again see there, aluminium is high most reactive, it can replace this. So aluminium sulfate and copper. Copper reacting with silver nitrate. Again, copper is here, silver is here, it can take the reaction, correct? Copper reacting with silver nitrate will give you silver nitrate and, copper reacting with silver nitrate will give you copper nitrate with silver. I have written some more reaction here. Silver with copper sulfate. Is it possible? Silver reacting with copper sulfate. I can't go in another way because copper is more reactive than silver in this case. No reaction will take place. Gold reacting with copper sulfate. Gold is reacting with copper sulfate. Copper is more reactive than gold. No reaction will take place. Copper reacting with aluminium nitrate. Copper reacting with aluminium nitrate. Copper is less reactive than aluminium. So, no reaction will take place. That you should know here. So, these are the reactions when a metal reacts with the salt of the other metal, what is formed. So, in today's class, we understood. Moreover, in every session, we have to write the reactivity series to understand better. So we understood about what happens when a metal reacts with a solution of other metal, what is formed, and what happens when a metal reacts with a dilute acid, right? So in the next class we will see what happens when the metal reacts with the oxides of some metals and few more concepts in that. So if you have any doubts in today's class, you can call on the same day of the video center.